Some breaking news today. The Wall Street Journal reporting that Vice Media is closing in on a deal that would include George Soros's Soros Fund Management to acquire the media company out of bankruptcy. The deal, reportedly valued at around $400 million, would wipe out nearly every current Vice stockholder. The Journal reporting that other investors could appear to outbid Fortress Investment Group and the Soros Fund Management, but that seems unlikely. Let's bring in Democrat strategist Bill Caruso, also joining us, political commentator and host of Off Limits with Ian Haworth, and columnist for the Washington Examiner, Ian Haworth, and also we've got Tom Basile here, our special guest. Bill, I want to start with you. George Soros was reportedly spent $40 million on these so-called leftists, these leftist district attorneys. He's now looking to buy a media platform, kind of turn up the heat. Your reaction?
No idea, but I'd say this to you. As adults, as media consumers at home, look at what you're getting. Forget about who owns it. I don't really watch Vice. I don't really know the platform, but I think it's more programmatic. We're watching news. We're watching people debate right now. We're having a balanced discussion. I think that's what people have to focus on. I wouldn't worry about who's owning what. Look at what you're watching and make your own decisions.
But clearly the political activity of somebody that owns a publication, especially somebody who is as active as he is, in politics is relevant to basically what you are going to be getting, what kind of product they're going to put out. And Tom, Vice was a left-wing publication and network to begin with. Now it looks like it may end up being a mouthpiece for Soros Incorporated. How big a deal is this really?
Well, it is a huge deal. And remember, this is why we have such a divided country, because too many media outlets are so extreme. And I would put Vice at top of the list. But the bottom line here is the Democrats have tons of money and they throw it and they use it every day. If they're not hiring crazy district attorneys, getting them elected, now they're pumping money into left-wing media advocacy groups. This is a problem for America. And that's why it's great to have Newsmax as a counter-effective against them.
Yeah, Ian, he already funds 100 leftist organizations. I personally don't think it's that surprising that he's going to kind of turn up the heat, get aggressive, and actually, have a network and a publication that he's going to control. Your quick response.
Yeah, it's just part of a much broader strategy. He's involved in a lot of American life, and so it makes sense for him to become more involved in media. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the shadows involved with media outlets already, honestly.
All right, I want to pivot now over to the Sunshine State. Yesterday, Florida closed out its legislative session, a year marked by a number of big wins for Governor Ron DeSantis. So with polls showing Trump in the lead, can he use those as a springboard to the front of the primary fight if he gets into the race? We are hearing that that'll happen sometime in June. Ian, a recent McLaughlin Associates poll, and again, they have previously polled for Trump. The former president is ahead, 52 to 43 in January, while DeSantis is now at 16%, a 15% decrease from the earlier poll. How much these legislative victories help him as he prepares for a run, Ian?
I think legislative victories help any candidate who's running. I think a lot of people love to run on promises and words. And I think whether it's Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis, it helps very much when they can point to actual relevant recent successes. And so I think DeSantis will do that. I think Trump will do that. Honestly, I would love all Republicans to be focusing on what they could actually do for the country that would further the conservative movement rather than just throwing insults at each other or focusing on really irrelevant arguments. So I think it'll be a big part of his strategy.
Now, speaking of advancing the conservative movement, Bill, the critics are saying that this 6 weeks abortion ban could potentially hurt DeSantis in a general election. Do you think that issue will outweigh a lot of these other very popular issues and positions and a popular record and other components of DeSantis as he starts making his case?
We'll see. A woman's rights to choose and the issue of abortion are certainly going to be relevant in the election, but Ron DeSantis has to get to a general election. It's really been miraculous. I mean, he's not declared his candidacy. It sounds like he's going to, but he's been losing ground to Donald Trump day over day, day after day, week after week. And, this tangle with Disney, I agree with Ian, having real results matters, but the tangle with Disney right now is really not helping him at all. So I think from a substantive standpoint, he's got some explaining to do to an electorate in the GOP right now to get out of this primary.
All right. Unfortunately, guys, I have to leave it there. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm going to make it up to you. Ian Haworth, Bill Caruso, and Tom Basile, thank you so much for joining us.